Hey garden friends, Landon here with Pepper and Pine Garden Design, and today is the first day of planting out. It is April 4th and we came out here where we planted the radishes and the carrots the other day, and we added some black seeded Simpson seed tape right in between the row, and we're going to succession plant that. You can kind of see where those dark lines are. We'll be succession planting lettuce every 2 weeks down those rows, so we have a nice steady harvest of lettuce. And this will be covered up with the frost cloths here at the end of the day. And then we're moving down here to our garlic, where we're actually planting in the plants that we started inside. And we did the soil blocking this year, and I just wanted to show you kind of what this looks like. Here is one of our little 20, it was a 3/4 inch soil blocker. You've got 20 plants here, and I just pulled it right out of my little white tray, and we're just separating out each of these little seedlings and then setting them into the ground here between our garlic. Now, last week we put some seeds in the ground right there where my daughter is, and then we're adding the plants that we started inside next to them. So it's kind of like a succession planting in reverse. These are several weeks ahead of the seeds we did, so that these will be ready first and those will be ready probably 2-3 weeks later. So anyway, I thought I might show you how we separate these out and put them in the ground. It's pretty cool. So I'm gonna have my daughter hold this here. This is our Mizuna, and I am literally just going to, you might have to zoom in, Kenley, zoom instead of move. Just pull this little square out, and this was the 3/4 little cube that we planted the seed in, and you can see the roots right there coming out, and it just stayed right intact, which is really cool. So then we're going to come down here and lay these out where we plan on planting them, right between the garlic. So the garlic, the scent of the garlic is going to help protect these little plants from critters that might want to eat them. But it also, the garlic is growing beneath the soil, and these will grow above. So they're not going to really compete for space or nutrients. So we'll just keep taking these out. Oops, you gotta be really careful that you pull the leaf and not the root if they're entangled like this, and setting them down. And really, this is the size, if not even a little smaller, that you want to bring these out to the garden. If these were to get much bigger, their roots are going to get more entangled on the bottom, and it's going to be harder to separate them, and they're just going to be more used to their cozy environment indoors. So really 3 to 5 inches is when you want to move your plants outside, maybe with the exception of bell peppers, eggplants, and tomatoes, which should have their own space anyway. Anyway, we'll just make a little divot in the ground, set these further down, and then cover them nicely with the soil. So I have my daughter zoom in here, and I'll do an example of getting one in the ground. Obviously, you can use your finger, you can use a stake, you can use a stick or a nice sized dibber, and we're just going to come and loosen the soil here right between the garlic. We're going to go about an inch-ish down. I'm going to make sure that soil is nice and around those roots. I'm going to squish it gently to make sure it's sturdy, and then I'll bring the wood chips back around it. So we'll do another example of that here. Going about 6 inches over. Make my hole in the ground about an inch down. Set that in there. Make sure the roots are covered. Get the dirt up around it. Squish down like that to make sure the roots are secure. And then you can move the wood chips back around it, just like that. And we'll just continue till we have all these in the ground. After that, we're gonna get our cabbages in, or at least our first succession of cabbages. We're gonna continue to start those every 2 weeks, because those can grow throughout the summer. And then we've got some onion sets to put out. And I'm forgetting one other item. And then probably next week, we'll start putting out some of our cool season flowers that we have going inside. And those will go right behind us here on this next row, so that we have a row of vegetables and a row of cut flowers, a row of vegetables, row of cut flowers, to really bring in those pollinators and make this a really healthy garden. So we're just going to continue here and hopefully be done here in the next 30 minutes or so. So I realized when I started editing my video that I never came back and closed it out. So we're probably another week or two after I originally filmed this video. So I thought I would do is just show you the transplants that we made and how they're doing, because they look pretty darn good. So here are the transplants that we put in, including Lots of endive, and they kind of have a yellow tint on them because we've been covering up with a frost cloth on these really cold nights. So there's a little bit of yellow on these outside leaves, but other than that, they're looking really good. I've got some Mizuna tucked in here, these pretty purplish red leaves. They're doing really good. Some arugula in here. And those are the ones that I planted from seed that are coming in the back. So you can see how these are bigger, those are smaller. So my timeline is working out perfectly. And then we've got our first baby spinach leaves. I'm so excited. So here in the next week, I'll be able to even come harvest some of these if I want. I'm gonna let them get a little bit stronger. And then back here, we've got the baby spinach coming in that I planted by seed. So this will be a great succession planting in reverse, like I stated earlier. So yeah, the transplant went really well. They all look really great. And so I'm excited to see all this coming in. Here is our endive. I got it confused with the arugula down there. So lots of endive looking really nice and full. Down here on the end, I can't wait to start eating this stuff. So again, overall, I've been super happy with the soil blocking process. There's been a couple bumps along the way, but nothing too extreme that I didn't feel like I could correct or that was going to sink our production for this year. You know, it was just little things like learning how to water it correctly so the soil didn't run off, or how closely to put the soil blocks together, little things like that. But as far as like transplanting into the garden or upplanting or even just the overall process of soil blocking, it's been super easy, super not labor intensive. I've really enjoyed it. So soil blocking for the win. I give it a definite thumbs up. But I'm not done reviewing the process. I'll keep you guys in the loop as more happenings out here in the garden as I bring more transplants out, because we've got some huge bell peppers and eggplants and tomatoes going in the house, and those will be planted not here but in the garden over here that you just saw us tarping in one of my recent videos. All my warm season and hot season things will be going over here in these silage tarps, so it'll be interesting to get those transplanted out. So if you've enjoyed this video or any of these soil blocking videos, be sure and check out the soil blocking playlist and subscribe to my channel. That's always helpful. And of course, comment below. I love being able to connect with some of you guys on what we're doing here and what you guys are doing in your area. And as always, my name is Landon Gilfillan with Pepper and Pine Garden Design and Little Pine Farm, growing gardeners and their gardens. And we'll see you in the next video.